Okay, welcome back to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy XIV on the PC. Last time we were reintroduced to a character we saw very briefly, way long time ago when I was like level 20 or something. And that was Alize, Alphino's twin sister. Uh, yeah, so that's that. And we learned that the Warriors of Darkness come from another world, where they are trying to prevent the power of light from overwhelming their world and basically scorching it free of all life, because they defeated the Ascians there, and the light just ran amok with nothing to stop them. It's all about balance, baby. So apparently they can save their world by creating enough chaos here to cause some sort of calamity event, which will reset things, I guess. That seemed to be the gist of it. We, of course, as the Warrior of Light here, where everything is pretty cool, we don't want a calamity to occur, so we are opposed. As part of their efforts to cause chaos and bring about the calamity, they have been apparently supplying a bunch of the beast tribes with lots of crystals, so that they can keep summoning their primals, which the Warriors of Darkness are also killing, so that they summon more primals. Apparently this is a good thing for their goal, so we want to put a stop to all of it. We just want peace, goddammit. So our friendly neighbors in Ugamura have got much more aggressive of late, just as you said. Matter of fact, our scout spotted one sniffing about the stores just now, likely looking to make off with an armful of crystals. I'll be damned if I'm about to let that happen. Lend a hand and help us search the camp for that little bugger, would you? Well, yeah, that's exactly what I do. Our Maelstrom friends seem notably more agitated than when first we arrived. Do you happen to know why that might be? Yes. A kobold in the camp, you say? That would appear to corroborate Orange's information, yes. But to be so reckless as to infiltrate a Maelstrom camp and draw attention to their efforts is passing strange. Well, there will be time to think on this later. For the present, we must do everything in our power to prevent Titan summoning, and that means finding and questioning this kobold. Alright, let's get airborne. That always helps. And we'll just scope out the situation. I don't see anything. I don't see anything I could click on. No. Is there something in the trees? No, nothing hidden. So it must be even more hidden than that. I did another raid, the Labyrinth of the Ancients, as a dancer, and I picked up this this chest piece for a glamour. I think it looks all right. You know, it's a little spiffy looking. It's a little spiffy. It's got stripes. I mean, come on, it's got stripes. He would attempt to quit this place, but according to my map, he has not quit this place. Okay, could he be hiding under a building? Yes. The bear will get him out. No. This is This is a conundrum. I don't think it can be anywhere that requires flying, as flying wasn't guaranteed something you could do. Actually, they only recently added flying in A Realm Reborn, I thought. So, no, we don't have to fly anywhere. Why is this so damn difficult? Okay, reset your brain, man. It should be, like, obvious. Not under any building, because I would just be able to see them. That's eye level for me. Perhaps he's in a box, or he's somewhere where it's not immediately obvious you can click on it. Or perhaps he's further out than I originally maybe he's like around here, because we're still within the red circle. Oh, I see him. I see you, motherfucker. Ah! Oh, you want to be tricksy, huh? Well, now I'm on your trail. Oh, yeah, I see you. Stay back! Away! Far! Back! I'm not a... Ah, it's no use. Pointless. Hopeless. No use. On your trail, motherfucker. Please, don't hurt me. I only wish to talk. Yes, just talk. Ah! This was a stupid plan. Stupid. But if I tell no one, then everyone will... Ah! He found me again. What to do? I come in peace, only to talk. Speak, say, talk. So please, do not hurt me. So this is our wily kobold infiltrator, is it? No wonder the soldiers were on edge. He could very well give one a bruised knee. Huzzah, we've got him. Fine work, scions. So, little one, thought you could sneak into my camp, did you? Plotting to steal my crystals, were you? No, I came to talk, to ask for help. But when your soldiers saw me, they drew their weapons and shouted, and I... Now, let us all take a deep breath and discuss this like civilized individuals. What is your name, child? Pikmin Gabu of the 620th Order. At least, I will be a Pikmin. One day. Well met, Gabu. I am Alphino, and this is my sister Alize. Mangg, the man who found you, is our friend, and now that you know our names, we can be friends too. Now, Commander Bloedin here thinks you wanted to take his crystals, Gabu, but you said you came to ask for help. Why to us and not to your own people? What happened, Gabu? Can you tell us? No one is going to hurt you, all right? Not while we're here, I promise. The patriarch, he's The Patriarch is going to summon the Great Father again, and you have to stop him. Beat him, fight him, stop him. Gabu's parents said they didn't want it, along with many others, but the Patriarch wouldn't listen. He was so angry, raging, fuming, angry. He said that if they didn't have iron in their hearts, they would serve as coke for the furnace. And then the guards took my parents and the others away, and I haven't seen any of them since. Coke for the furnace. I did not want to believe it, but I have heard tales of folky fashioned from the bones of beastmen, which worshippers used in their rituals, hoping to summon more powerful incarnations of their gods. By the 12, that is sickening. No one listens to Gabu, no matter how much he cries. Pleads, begs, cries. They do not listen, only talk about punishing the overdwellers and praising the Great Father. Gabu loves the Great Father, but he loves his parents too. So please help Gabu stop the Patriarch and save his parents. Commander, advise Maelstrom Command that Titan summoning is imminent. Should the worst come to the worst, we will require their support. Time being of the essence, we three will attempt to infiltrate the Kobold stronghold, secure their crystals, and free the prisoners. Well, if you're sure. You'll forgive me if I don't seem optimistic. We'll make ready just in case. I have faith that we may yet stop the ritual. We would surely have detected the associated etheric disturbance had Titan manifested already. But I cannot speak for the prisoners, 12 have mercy, that they would even contemplate sacrificing their own flesh and blood, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers. Time is of the essence. We must see what else Gabu knows and formulate a plan without delay. Oh, my free company hit rank 6. Land acquisition. What the hell is that? I don't even know what that means. Enables the acquisition of land in residential districts. That sounds cool. The beast that mourned at the heart of the mountain. I heard Great Father Titan loves crystals, cherishes, covets, loves them, and if we gather enough, he will return. That's why the Patriarch told everyone to go forth and gather them. So I was thinking, if we take all the crystals away, maybe the Great Father won't come. Very good, Gabu. I was just thinking the same thing. Do you know where these crystals are stored? I know. Oh. Several spots, each defended by a different order. Gabu wanted to steal them, but he was too afraid to go alone. Yes, too afraid to go alone. But together we can take them away and hide them. Come. Gabu will lead you to the first cache. Huh? Okay, seems like it's pretty close. Quickly. You have them all. Oh. You have them all. Good. Lead on, Gabu. This way. Time is short. If you have the crystals, we should move on to the next cache. Did you hear me, brother? Brother! Aye, it's just that... I'm quite certain that crate once bore Ishgardian seals. Someone took great pains to remove all traces, but enough remains to make out the pattern. See for yourself. I struggle to imagine kobolds traveling to Kurthos to obtain crystals, much less bothering to conceal their origins. I suspect these crystals were smuggled into Vilbrand by another party, most likely a pawn of the Ascians, as Thancred speculated. I don't understand. Who are the Ascians? Do they worship Great Father Titan too? Never you mind about that. As Alizé said, we do not have a lot of time. Can you lead us to the next cache, Gabu? Yes, 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 of course. Gabu knows the way. This next one is the last. It is very large, very big, very huge, very large. Though you cast about for a time, you see no sign of the crystals. Confound it. What about you, Mangg? Any luck? Nothing, nothing, nothing. But this cannot be. Gabu saw them. Spied, spotted, saw. Think, brother, think. They must have moved them, yes? The question is where to and why. Within Ogomoro, where they summoned Titan once before and mean to do so again. It is the only explanation. What about mother and father and the others? We have to help them. And we will, Gabu, we will. Stay calm. We still have time. They have yet to call for the remaining crates, yes? If they had, then they would have found the other caches empty and sounded the alarm. Nevertheless, I believe the time for stealth has passed. We must breach the navel and seize the remaining crystals. There is no other way to prevent Titan's summoning. But first, give me your crystals, that I might deliver them into Commander Bloedin's custody. We dare not take them into the bowels of the mountain. The crystals, Mangg, if you would be so kind. Thank you. I shall deliver them to Camp Overlook for safekeeping and brief Commander Bloedin on the situation. Pray go on ahead. As I recall, there is an aetheryte within the Ugomoro mines that should deliver you to the navel. Gabu doubtless knows the way. Wait for me there. I shall rejoin you anon. Strange. I would have thought you eager to remain in the thick of the action. But if this is what you would prefer, then Godspeed, brother. This way, this way. Is Alphino up to something strange? I don't know, man. He's a wily one. I mean, thank goodness for flight. Ah, I take it this is the aetheryte we seek. Right then. As soon as Alphino arrives, we go. I trust you're feeling suitably heroic, Mangg. There's no telling what sort of resistance we'll face in there. Quickly, you clods! Briskly, swiftly, quickly! I will not suffer any further delays. Lay down your arms and surrender. We have your crystals. There will be no summoning this day. Overdwellers. Here? But how did you... Where are my parents, Patriarch? Where are they? Oh, shit. Mother? Father? Coke for the furnace. You monster! How could you? Aye, we are but servants of the Lord of Craigs. We are his, that he may drink of our blood and partake of our flesh, that he might draw upon the strength of his children and defend them from the tyranny of the overdwellers. No, Alize, not yet. I understand, Patriarch, I do. Your fear, your anger, your hate. You would do anything to protect your people, anything to deliver them from despair, whatever it takes to ensure that those who threaten you can never do so again. But in your single-minded pursuit of this objective, you have brought suffering on your own kith and kin. You have sacrificed the lives of the very people you sought to protect. But it need not be this way, Patriarch. Renounce this bloody course. Cease your attempts to summon your god and work with us, together, to build a lasting peace. Another peace to be abandoned at the Overdweller's convenience. Oath-breakers, all of you. Liars, betrayers, oath-breakers. You take and you take and you take, and when you have had your fill, you sue for peace. You promise that this time is the last, until you grow hungry again. And when we dare to defend ourselves, you declare that this beast tribe cannot be suffered to live, that our god drains the land of ether and brings naught but suffering. Death, destruction, suffering upon us all. I will hear no more lies from you and yours, Overdweller. You've ruined your own lands. You'll not ruin ours. I said I'd come for you, and I did. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Say something, please. Please. Please! Oh, shit. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up! Seven hells. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Alphino, leave him to me. We must away. By the 12, how could I be so foolish? I should have known better than to let Gabu accompany us, given what we were like to find. His anguish and despair have served to birth a primal, just as surely as with the supplications of the faithful. Worse, being born of such tumultuous emotion, this incarnation of Titan seems incapable of naught but violence. If we have one cause for optimism, it is that while many crystals were present, they represented but a fraction of the quantity intended for the summoning ritual, meaning that Titan must be far weaker than planned. Be that as it may, he is yet a primal, and the longer we leave him to bleed the land of ether, the stronger he will grow. And should Titan be permitted to leave Orgomero, more lives will be lost. The Maelstrom will rally their troops, and the cycle will continue. Mangg, you know what must be done. Will you face the Lord of Crags once more? Thank you, my friend. Alize and I will tend to Gabu. When you have finished with the primal, look for us in Camp Overlook. We will be expecting you. Okay. Yeah, so I knew we were doing a trial. And the list of the main story quest did say, like, the naval hard, and I was like, that must be like a mistake or something. I really thought it was a mistake, because it was like, why would they have us do hard Titan again, like, pretty randomly? I thought maybe it was like a mistake and they really meant extreme, like maybe you had to do the extreme version and it's like the easiest of the extremes or something. But no, they make you do the hard again. I mean, story-wise it makes sense. I get it all. But it's just sort of odd. They've never had us redo anything. And the fight's not going to be special or different this time. It's just hard Titan. But I could just skip it and not even show it to you, but we're going to just do it as Dancer, because I think that's at least a little bit more unique. I mean, obviously, it's not a very long fight, so in and out, but I am going to have to sit through the queue for DPS, so I will pause. Alright, took about 6.5 minutes, I think, so not atrocious. I mean, that's the thing. You had a lot of people playing the game. Hard mode Titan. I don't know if I really even remember it. Probably pretty similar to regular mode Titan. We have 2 Gunbreaker tanks. White Mage, Scholar, Healer. Very nice. 2 Dragoons, a Summoner, and myself. Yeah, so basically, I think, like I already described, Dancer, just, you do the standard step dance every time it's up, every 30 seconds. You do have to go in for it, and you have to move in, but I tend to be running around anyways, so always staying mobile. It's just fun that way. Then you hit your 1, then you hit your 2, unless you get a proc, then you hit 3 or 4. If you get a proc on 3 or 4, you hit the fan dance, which is just an off global cooldown instant hit. And that's pretty much all we have at level 50. Oh my god, I got hit. And I didn't fall off. Fairy, heal me. Alright. I hope I get broken out. Alright. Now he'll do his big crazy attack. Now the fight really kicks off. I mean, mostly a problem for healers, I guess. The only thing you really got to watch out for are these things and the knockback. Okay, Dragoon died. Probably stood right in the middle of that shit. Yep, that's what you want to watch out for. We're down a DPS and a tank. Just dash out of that like that. I like that. Do our little dance moves. There you go. Let's free this person. There you go. So yeah, if you're curious, I was number 2 on the DPS meter for that fight. The Dragoon was good. And on a fight like that, it's not that complicated. A good melee class is going to beat a good range class. That's the ranged attacks. That's alright. We killed him. We're all done. Moving on. Ah, there he is. Did I not tell you he would return safe and sound? The deed is done then. Titan is no more. Good. There's been enough tragedy this day. He has been like that since he regained consciousness. We believe he can hear us, but he has made no attempt to respond. He is almost certainly still in shock, but we cannot discount the possibility that he succumbed to the Primal's influence. Should that prove to be the case, he must be put to death like any other thrall. Such is the Alliance's policy, yes? You have the right of it. But we must not rush to conclusions. After all, we once feared that Ysael's followers were beyond reason, and many have since laid down their arms and accepted Ishgard's peace. Can but watch, wait, and pray. And pay me. Beneath a star-filled sky. There is naught to be gained from dwelling on an eventuality over which we have no control, much less one which may never even come to pass. Let us tend to more immediate matters, informing Commander Bloden of Titan's demise, for example. You may be certain that he will be glad of the news. Would you be so kind as to break it to him? Ah, you're a sight for sore eyes. When the others came back without you, I feared the worst, but they said you had matters well in hand. All settled then, is it? I'm glad to hear it, but not half as glad as my men will be, believe you me. Regardless of whether or not he was summoned properly, a primal's a primal, and there ain't a soul in the maelstrom that hasn't lost a friend to one. Don't get me wrong, we were all prepared to do our part, but we weren't so naive as to think we'd live to tell the tale. Thankfully, of course, it didn't come to that, which, my friend, sounds to me like cause for celebration. I know you have a lot of places to be, but why not stay the night? We'd be honored to raise a glass to the triumphant return of Titan's Bane.
Who goes there? Oh, it's you. Forgive me for straying from the camp. He hasn't been feeling too welcome, to say the least. I thought a change of scenery might do him good. But, alas. It's so quiet out here. The stars spread out before us, beckoning across time and space. Dawn may banish even the darkest night. How bitterly beautiful, those words. I should be stronger for all my experiences. Yet my heart aches more than ever. I never understood why Grandfather gave his life that day. I thought that if I came here, I would find the answers I needed. But when I finally laid eyes on the land he sacrificed everything to save, saw firsthand the bickering, the pettiness, I was disappointed. I was angry. I could not fathom how these people were more deserving of his love than his family, than me. Nevertheless, I had to believe he had good reason. I was determined to uncover the whole truth of the calamity and, perhaps in so doing, find my own purpose in this sea of chaos. My travels have been enlightening, but I cannot say that I have enjoyed them. I have lost count of the many petty crises that I was helpless to resolve and of the people whose actions I could not understand. There were others, of course. Good people. People with whom I felt a kinship, whose lives I could not save. I found myself asking what it was all for. Why try if I was doomed to fail in the end? But then I recalled Grandfather's words to my father, years ago, before he left Charlayan behind forever. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We must all protect that which we hold most dear in the manner of our own choosing. We have to try, do we not? Of course, it's one thing to try and another to do. There were times while I was tracking the warriors of darkness when I faltered, when I was afraid. But then I thought of my brother, of Urianger. Oh, pray forgive me. This conversation has been rather one-sided, hasn't it? Mayhap you could recount some of your adventures in Ishgard.
I traveled far and wide with two companions, Justinian and Isel, who were very... I think that is the longest thing he's ever said.
Gods! They must have been at each other's throats from dawn till dusk.
Yep.
I dare say you managed to keep the peace, though. Merely being in the presence of the Warrior of Light is surely enough to shame anyone into behaving. The hopes and dreams of so many rest on your shoulders, Warrior of Light. As long as the sun rises, we can but carry on, for the sake of those we hold dear.
To what end dost thou cling to the tainted gifts of the Mother?
Every tool has its purpose. Even this. Well, what is it?
The seeds sown in Vilbrand have been plucked from the earth and left to wither. Alas, Titan's demise sufficed not to drive the kobolds to deepest desperation.
What did the man in white have to say?
That we are to proceed as he did first set forth.
Well, that's easy for him to say. It's not his bloody world on the brink of destruction, is it?
Be thou well reminded that with an end to Ishgard's unrest, naught now remaineth to preoccupy the Scions' thoughts, and thus may they devote their every energy to thwarting thee and thine. I foresee only greater difficulties ahead.
Foresee? Are you sure you don't welcome them? I'm starting to think you might hold a candle for your old friends after all.
Pray do not mistake mine intent. I but look upon the path which lieth before us with due trepidation. Shouldst thou be of like mind, pray consider then another course. For the power to invoke the ardour belongeth not unto the Ascians alone. With thine own hand strike down thine enemy, the so-called hero who would see thy home lost to light. Do but this, and thou wouldst at a single stroke disrupt the all-too-delicate balance of this realm, plunging her straightways into chaos.
You do realize what you're suggesting, yes?
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. The words of my teacher, and a creed I hold close to my heart.
Very well. Draw him out. We'll make it quick.
It shall be done. What good a creed one cannot uphold? What hurts soothed? What lives saved? Oh, hapless fool, what hast thou wrought by thine own hands? Minfilia, my friends, I shall not now beg your forgiveness. Full deeply though it paineth me to walk it, I shall not stray from my chosen path. As Moonbreeder remains steadfast, so too shall I.
So that's Aranje. I don't know really what the fuck's going on with that, but we'll find out. What ho, Mangg. I trust you had a good night's rest. I was but this moment speaking with Thancred and Yashtola via Linkbro. They had some interesting news to share. Apparently, during the course of their respective investigations, both came across crates which had once borne Ishgardian seals. It would seem that someone in the capital has been very busy indeed. Accordingly, the Temple Knights have launched a full-scale investigation. Sir Emmerich believes that it is only a matter of time before the culprits are found, but we shall have to wait and see. In the meantime, it seems only prudent to look into the recent activities of the other tribes, in case they too are flush with the Ishgardian crystals. And with that in mind, I suggest we pay Aranje another... Wait, where is Alize? She was here a moment ago. With Gabu. Oh, shit. Gabu. Oh, okay. Ah, let me guess. It's time to leave, isn't it? My apologies for disappearing again. If it is any consolation, I have already packed my things. How is he? Brother, Commander Bloden, something tells me you're not solely here out of concern for his welfare. But to answer your question, there has been no change. He will not speak or eat. I'm not even sure if he slept. If he did, he seems none the better for it. He just shuffles about with that same expression on his face. You will look after him, won't you, Commander? And treat him with every kindness? He's still in there, I know it. Beneath the anguish and the despair, he's still fighting with all his heart. He deserves to be given that chance. Until he comes back to us. Until we know for certain what has become of him. Aye, you needn't worry. If he hadn't risked his neck to warn us and help you secure the better part of the crystals, this could have turned out a damn sight worse than it did. We'll not soon forget that, nor will Maelstrom Command. I am so sorry, Gabu. I truly am. You should never have been made to. And I know I can't possibly understand. Mayhap there is nothing I can do or say. The pain, the anger, the helplessness. Hold fast to the memories of better times. Remember them as they were. And when it hurts so much your heart feels fit to burst, let it burst. Let it burst and fill up again with your love for them. And never, ever forget. Come along, little one. I will remember them. And you, Alize. Thank you. Have faith, sister. Your words have reached him. In time, he will recover. And those who orchestrated these events will be made to answer for their crimes. A 1,000 times over, aye, there will be a reckoning. Yeah, but the only one that actually does the reckoning part is me, so... Oh, damn, dude, you can just get a fucking dinosaur? That's baller. I've never seen that one before. Alright, Waking Sands. You know what we do. I don't know, man. Aranje's all over the place. Eventually, he's gonna get found out. And then we will bust his ass. We'll bust his ass good. Where am I going? We have heard the glad tidings from Orgomero, my friends. By the grace of the 12 and your most valiant efforts, the people of Limsalomitsa may rest easy. I should like to think so, yes. Though we failed to prevent the Lord of Craigs from manifesting, we did succeed in weakening him, enabling our friend to dispatch him before the Warriors of Darkness could make matters worse. 'Twas by no means an unmitigated success, but it will have to suffice. Then let us speak of another matter, one which weigheth heavy on my lady's mind. As thou didst request, I sought out the Garoon oracles, that we might better understand the aims of the Warriors of Darkness. Though their copious use of allegory defieth any single interpretation, the oracles paint a most disturbing picture, one of worlds parallel to our own, apart yet linked, reduced to ruin with every umbral calamity. 7 times have they succeeded. That of 10, then of 10 and 3, only 6 worlds remain. Aye, all is as my lady Minfilia spake unto thee. As for what becometh of these reflections when they in the source are rejoined, frail flesh undone in umbral fires, each soul surrendereth to her call, to flow unto the endless sea, there to endure as one and none. Then if the warriors of darkness succeed, everyone in their world will die? In essence, yeah, aye. The verse speaketh of the renunciation of the flesh, and subsequent return to the life stream. However, this fate may yet be preferable to the alternative, for if the first were to fall to transcendent light in the manner the warriors of darkness described, it would give way unto a void wherein none may know either life or death. Far better to die, they reason, for in death there is life. The essence of a soul which returneth unto the source may be born anew, saved. Such, at least, is their belief, I surmise. That is true, then. Gods, no one should ever have to make such a choice. Ere we speak further on this subject, I would share with thee another recent discovery. It would seem that several sizable shipments of crystals have been delivered into the hands of certain Alamegan parties. Alamegans? Strange. And you believe this to be the work of the same Ishgardian smugglers who supplied the beast tribes? I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, and lest thou wonder at their motive, I would remind you that the Ascians did once attempt to bring about the summoning of Voralgar. The individuals who took receipt of these shipments are refugees belonging to a group devoted to the cause of Alamegan liberation. It may also interest thee to know that their Ishgardian suppliers appear to be none other than the remnants of Eileen Royale's it was like YU or something, network of spies. Surely you jest. And yet, it is not so surprising. Bereft of leadership and hunted by the Alliance, I can well imagine such villains being desperate enough to conspire with the Ascians, assuming they even know or care who their new employers are. All of which is irrelevant. Forgive me, we must seek out the resistance group which received the crystals without delay. Mangg, Alize, will you come with me to Little Alamigo? Nod. Yes, of course. I should like to hear what they have to say for themselves, firsthand. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal. Yes, hail the crystal. Oh, Orange! He's playing both sides so he can't lose. Alpha no. Alize, Mangg, are you three listening? Good, I have tidings. Temple Knights raided the smuggler's warehouse less than an hour ago. A cursory interrogation of the prisoners yielded confirmation that they were in the employ of, and I hope you are sitting down, a man in black robes. Then you have them. And the crystals, too. What few remained, aye. Regrettably, it would seem they dispatched one final shipment in the hours before we struck. 'Twas bound for Little Alamigo, as we are told, where it will be received by members of a local resistance group. Since Sir Emmerich's men no longer have need of my services, I have a mind to head that way. Ugh. As do we. By happy coincidence. We learned of the shipments but a few moments ago. Ah, and there I was thinking I might finally be one step ahead of the Warrior of Light and his little helpers. Ah, wait a moment, there's more, and I defy you not to be surprised by this revelation. Leader of the Ishgardian smugglers was formerly in the employ of one Eileen Royale, the infamous Ivy herself. Once again, Thancred, I fear I must inform you that... Thancred, with whom else have you shared this information? About the smugglers? No one. As I think I mentioned, the raid was less than an hour ago. I was planning to contact Y'shtola next, but is there someone else you'd have me notify first? No, there isn't. Ooh, he played his hand. Orange! What in the world has gotten into her? It is twice now that we have sought Orange's aid, and twice she has treated him as if he were a stranger. The Archon was one of Grandfather's most dedicated pupils, and spent as much time at the Leverlure estate as we did. He's practically a member of the family. Truth be told, I struggle to recall a day from my childhood when I did not see the three of them laughing together. If this continues, I may have to raise the matter. Later, though, little Alamigo awaits. She knows. She's too smart. She's too smart. I will get to the bottom of this. Oh, forgive me. It had been a long day. Did you have something to say? Rajay? Oh, I've always struggled to understand what's going on in his head. Now more than ever. Listen, Mangg, if anything should happen, it should be me who... Just know that I'm prepared to do what must be done. Right then, to more pressing matters. Since we have no idea when Thancred might arrive, I suggest we see what information we can gather in his absence. When we were free. So, to review, we are reliably informed that members of the Alamigan resistance operating here have taken receipt of several large shipments of crystals, our task being to ascertain who and why. Given the size of the settlement, I find it hard to believe that anyone here could be wholly unaware of the resistance's movements. The challenge, of course, will be finding individuals who are both able and willing to share such information with outsiders. It would seem sensible to divide our forces. Mangg, why don't you question the residents in the eastern half of town? Alizé and I will do the same in the west, and afterwards we can rendezvous here to share our findings. Fly Nimbus away! Let me guess. Come to join the fight, have you? No need to deny it, friend. You're not the first to answer the Griffin's call. Well, he's lit a fire in every Alamigan's heart. He's also inspired more than a few Oldons to pledge themselves to the cause. And little wonder, the Garleans won't stop until we're all under the yoke. The Griffin. I see you there, going around asking questions, looking for the Griffin and his lot, I'll bet. Seems they're the talk of little Alamigo these days. Folk wondering what he's about, what he's got in store for the Garleans, and what's under that mask of his, of course. Some say he's hardly got a face, what with all the scars. Others reckon he's been marked for death by the Empire, and that they'd send a bloody legion if they knew he was here. Your guess is as good as mine. I wonder if the Griffin is going to end up being Ida. Yeah, resistance? Damned if I know. It's not as if I'd be any use to him. If you set store by all these tales of secret weapons, good luck to you. But I'm too old for the mask's bedtime stories. This is our lot, and it's time we got used to it. I suppose I should ask what you learned, but I think I already know. This Griffin seems to be the leader of a newly formed faction within the Resistance, the Masks. Yet despite their growing popularity, no one seems to know much about them, only that they are the most aggressively militant group to join the movement in recent memory. Indeed, many claim their commitment to the cause of Alamigan liberation is unrivaled. We can but hope their revolutionary fervor is never channeled in the direction of a primal. Though I feel confident that this is the group which received the crystal shipments, we yet lack proof. Before taking any action, I would speak with the settlement's leader to confirm my suspicions, and mayhap enlist his help while I am about it. Given that you and Gundabald are already acquainted, mayhap it would be best if you took the lead. Shall we? Much as it pleases me to see you again, Mangg, I cannot help but wonder if I should be worried. I hear you and yours have been asking questions. The Griffin. Aye, I know of him, as do we all. He and his masks have become a leading faction within the Resistance. Though there was a suspicion at first given his secretive ways, He quickly proved himself a charismatic and capable commander. Men are drawn to his passion and his vision. They truly believe that he has what it takes to lead them to victory. Even I cannot help but admire the man for what he's accomplished. But I have not forgotten Willard. I was blind to the danger of his ambitions, and you were not. Griffin will soon deliver a speech to our people at the sunken temple of Karn. Go and see him with your own eyes. Weigh his words with your own heart. How convenient. 'Tis but a pity Thancred is not here to join us. You two go on ahead. I shall stay behind and wait for him. I mean, it very well could be Thancred. I don't know why he would do that, but I don't know. Maybe it's just nobody. Maybe it's nobody we know. But anytime you have a masked character, it's usually someone you know. Has it begun already? I hear voices coming from within.
Brothers and sisters, 20 years ago, Alamigo, our home, was claimed by the Garlean Empire. In our haste to overthrow the King of Ruin, we turned a blind eye to our foes in the north. With our glorious revolution, we but laid a path for a new tyrant to succeed the old. And when confronted with our failure, we fled. Not a day goes by that I do not think of those we left behind. Think of them and feel ashamed. And I know each and every one of you feels the same. We abandoned them, our own flesh and blood, to labor till their backs gave in and their breath gave out, building the twisted steel ramparts which now mar our once majestic mountains. We abandoned them, the brave and true, to fight and die for their country, or worse, to be conscripted and sent off to rob another poor bastard of his home. We abandoned them, the meek and powerless, to bow and scrape when the Garleans pass, to sully themselves that they might live to see another day of misery. The Black Wolf may be dead, but a new Imperial Viceroy reigns in Alamigo now. A beast, not a fraction as merciful. You all know the Eorzean Alliance will do naught to oppose him. For all their promises and platitudes, they will not act if there's no profit in it. Only we can free our brothers and sisters from the Empire's tyranny, my friends. Only we have the courage to stand and fight. They have imprisoned us. They have enslaved us, and they have murdered us, but no more! Blood demands blood, and the Garleans shall pay for every drop they have spilt upon our lands. This I promise you, for we have a power within us, my friends. A power befitting our pride, our righteousness. Only join us, and we shall grant you the means to unleash it, and together we shall see the Alamigan standard raised over the mountains of Gia Arbania once more!
A power befitting their pride. Not at all ominous, that. Wait, is that
doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
Well, well, this is quite the surprise.
If you see what I see, if you feel as I feel...
Might I suggest we continue this conversation in more agreeable surroundings?
For it is not strength of arms that will win this battle, but strength of heart.
Words cannot express how glad I am to see you both alive and well. And you, though it was pretty obvious you and Mangg would be fine. The Crystal Braves never had a realistic chance of capturing any of the Scions, divided as they were and distrusted by the better part of Eorzea. But if you truly believe that, forgive me, what exactly have you two been doing all this time? Repaying a favor. After the banquet, we had no choice but to flee Ul'dah, and we would not have been able to do so without the aid of some old friends from the Resistance. That's right. They smuggled us out of the city and sheltered us in Little Alamigo, all at great risk to themselves. Obviously, we couldn't let that go unacknowledged, so we offered to help them out with their operations for a while. When we learned of the Scion's exoneration, that Lola Rito had severed all ties with the Crystal Braves and the General Raubon had been reinstated, we resolved to make a contact. But having long since discarded our link pearls as a precautionary measure, our options were rather limited. To make matters more complicated, we were embroiled in a delicate operation at the time, leaving me with little choice but to entrust a letter to a courier. I gather from your puzzled expressions, however, that you never received it. Be honest, we thought this might happen. While the masks are happy to let the refugees spread the word within the community, they're pretty strict about communicating with outsiders. Oh, and we also heard a rumor that the Griffin doesn't want us meddling in his affairs. The Griffin mistrusts the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Curious. It is well known that we are no friends to Garlemald. One would think the man we saw beseeching all and sundry to join his cause would welcome our support. I should say that the man you saw was not in fact the Griffin, but an impersonator, and a talented rabble-rouser to boot. It would not surprise me if he were responsible for the majority of these public appearances. As you may have gathered, the Griffin is an extremely cautious and distrusting man who has made every effort to conceal his identity. Even when we participated in a raid under his direct command, we were not permitted to approach him. It's hard to know what to make of it all. The secrecy, the impersonators, the masks. What? It's not as if I'm making all of you wear one, and mine only covers half my face. It's completely different. Anyway, when we heard the Griffin was due to give a speech, we thought it might be a good opportunity to get a better sense of the man behind the... For all the good it did. And now you have heard the whole of it. But tell me, what prompted you to take an interest in the Griffin? Summoning? You're not serious. I can't believe it. The Resistance would never ever even entertain such a ridiculous plan, but the Griffin... Well, the man is an enigma. I cannot say with any confidence what he would or would not do. What I can say, however, is that the speech we heard today was not the first to make reference to a power capable of defeating the Empire. The masks have made many such claims of late. I confess I had assumed it to be mere bluster, but in the context of the shipments of which you spoke, it is not impossible that they are alluding to a primal. Whatever it is, we'll find out together, and if anyone tries to stop us, they'll answer to me. Indeed, that is, assuming you'll have us? Nod. Yeah, I didn't nod. I just smiled. Alrighty. Yeah, I don't think we'll be doing any sort of group activity on the next video. But I still don't know what Stormblood is about. I mean, we're still just sort of doing, like, traditional stuff. Nothing's alluding to, like, another region that we have to go to. So I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, anyways. My name is Mangg. Gaming and watching has been Final Fantasy XIV. See you fine folks in the next part.